Good morning, everyone. Thank you for participating in ABRA's roll call hearings via the WebEx platform. My name is Laverne Fletcher. I'll be conducting the roll call hearings as the board's agent. There are 3 cases on the calendar today that will be called. The first case on the calendar is GOAT Room, case number 23PRO00025, 1010 Inc., 1010 Massachusetts Avenue Northwest, license number ABRA 1233802. This is a retailer class CR. It is a new application. The protest issues are adverse impact on peace, order, and quiet, residential parking, and vehicular and pedestrian safety. Is anyone here on behalf of the establishment? Is anyone here on behalf of GOAT Room? Is Stephanie Portella present?
Yes, present.
Hi, Ms. Portella. If you would please state your name and spell it for the record.
Stephanie Portella, STEPHANIE, PORTELA.
Thank you very much. Ms. Portella, I read your protest letter. Your protest letter does not indicate that you're filing a protest as an abutting property owner, and because you are not a part of a group of 5 or more, the protest has to be dismissed. But let me ask you something. In your protest letter, you mentioned that you live in Unit 202.
Correct. That's right above the property.
Okay, I don't know if that's abutting or not. You didn't mention it in your protest letter, but you do live directly above the establishment.
Correct.
What you can do for the purpose of, you didn't indicate that in your protest letter, so I actually have to go with what's in it. You didn't claim to be abutting, and I have no way of knowing where 202 is, but when you file a protest, you have to state the claim at the time the protest is filed before the end of the petition deadline. And so you can't adjust it later. But let me say this. I am dismissing your protest today because you did not claim to be abutting and you're not a part of a group of 5 or more. However, if you believe that you are an abutting property owner, when you receive your board order dismissing your protest for the reasons that I just stated, you may ask the board to reinstate you as a protestant and let them know that you are an abutting property owner, and the board can decide to grant you standing as a protestant.
Understood. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is Francisco Portella present today? Francisco Portella, I'll spell the name because I stated it. It's spelled F like Frank, RANCISCO. The last name is Portella, P like Paul, ORTELA. Mr. Portella filed a protest, but he is not present today. The protest is dismissed because he is not present. And also because he is not a part of a group of 5 or more and did not claim to be an abutting property owner. Is Robert Ames present today? Mr. Ames, are you
Yeah,
here?
Ms. Fletcher, yes, I am.
Oh, hi, good morning. Mr. Ames, would
morning.
you state your name and spell it for the record, please?
Robert, Robert, Ames, Ames.
Thank you very much. Mr. Ames, in your protest letter, you did not state that you are an abutting property owner or part of a group of 5. For that reason, the protest has to be dismissed. You didn't claim to be an abutting property owner, Mr. Ames, but if you believe that you are, when you receive the board order dismissing the protest for the reason I just stated, you can bring that to the attention of the ABC board. And the ABC board can grant you standing as a protester.
In order to be an abutting property owner, does your wall have to physically touch the walls of the establishment?
Yes.
Again,
And so I'm aware of your unit number because you put it in your protest, but I don't know where it's located in the building.
well, it's located on the 10th floor
Okay.
of the
So then you would
condominium
not be
building.
considered an abutting property owner.
Ms. Fletcher, I must say that I am confused by this requirement that we be registered as protesters on behalf of 5 or more people. I certainly did not read the regulations in that fashion, did not understand Ms. Cheeky's letter to make that requirement. I submitted on behalf of my wife and myself, both residents of the 1010 Massachusetts property. And my understanding was that you could be designated as a representative for a broader group, but certainly that was not a requirement for you to be able to put forth a protest.
You said your understanding was that could you repeat that again?
That I could be, my wife and I could be protesters without the need for assembling a group to represent that consisted of more than 5 or more people.
Yeah, you would have to be either a part of a group of 5 or more, or a part of a group of 3 if you're in a moratorium zone, or an abutting property owner.
Well, I can see on the screen, counting Ms. Portello, at least 5 members of or residents of our unit that are participating in this hearing. Can we join together to meet the necessary minimum number of protesters that we're representing?
The board doesn't allow for groups to assemble after the petition deadline. And so you're right, Mr. Ames. If that were allowed, then there would be enough people here to join together today as a group of 5, but that can only be done before the petition deadline.
Well, I'm hoping that this requirement was clearer to some of my other fellow residents of 1010 than it was to myself, and that they're going to be able to indicate that they are representing a group of 5 or more.
Well, they won't be able to at this point because the petition deadline has passed, but the regulations state how a protest should be filed. I don't know if anyone had an opportunity to look at those, but it does tell you the circumstances under which you can file a protest. But for any protest dismissed today, you may petition the ABC board to grant standing as a protestant for whatever reason you believe that you should be.
Well, again, let me just state that I certainly read the regulations as saying that it was possible to be a representative of a broader group, but certainly did not understand that that was a requirement of being a protester, that you had previously assembled a group of 5 or more people to join you in your protest.
Exactly. So a group of 5 or more can file a protest, and you can be a designated representative of that group once it has filed a protest. I understand what you're saying, Mr. Ames. There's nothing in the regulations to talk about if 5 individual people file a protest, if someone can represent those 5 individual people as a group. Unless the protest was filed by that group.
Ms. Fletcher, earlier today, you informed me that the ANC had entered into a settlement with the owners of the establishment or the applicant
I am
for the license.
hearing through WebEx.
Are you going to be able to share the details of that settlement for us?
All hearing.
I'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. I'm going through the list of protesters right now, but and I will get to ANC 2C as well.
Does our failure to qualify, my failure to qualify as a representative for protesters affect my ability to stay linked into the meeting and to hear the proceedings?
No, it doesn't. You may stay.
Thank you.
It is a public hearing, so you may stay through the entire roll call hearing proceeding.
And you're indicating we do have a right to appeal this dismissal.
Yes, and when you get the board order will tell you that you have 10 days upon receipt to ask for reconsideration.
Not letting me in, so I'm trying to figure out what I can do to get into the hearing. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
We have
4310.
any other questions, Mr. Ames?
No further questions.
Thank you. We also have a group of 7. Is there anyone present on behalf of that group?
Yes, this is Catherine Cronquist. I'm the group representative of the group of 7, and I am here, and 4 of my other neighbors are here, so we have a group of 5 present.
Mr. Cronquist, would you spell your name for the
Sure.
record, please?
Last name is Kronquist.
And I got transferred to somebody's voicemail. And the hearing.
So
Right
who's just a second, who's speaking?
Yeah, it's a roll call for.
Hold on one second, let me turn up my volume. Before you speak, state your name so that the court reporter can know who's present. Hold on a second. Need to turn up my volume so that I can hear you better. I'm ready now. Who was speaking? Okay, Ms. Cronquist, you mentioned there are some other individuals present from your group today?
Yes. We
If
have.
those, if those individuals would state their names and spell them for the record, please.
Marty Ashley, MARTY ASHLEY.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Nicole Esperance is here. That's NICOLEL ESPERANCE.
Anyone else?
Tim Cronquist, TIMKRONQUIST.
Yeah, this is Bradley.
Ruthie Ami, spelled R-U.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Ruthie Ami,
Uh-huh.
spelled RUTHIEAMY.
Thank you. Anyone else?
And this is Brian Ami.
I can't get it on my screen, so I don't know what to do. 202.
Did you say this is Brian Ami?
Yes, I believe I missed earlier when you may have called my name. Sorry about that. First name is
uh-huh.
it's BRIAN. The last name is AMY.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rami. Anyone else from the group present today? I count a total of 6 present today, which means that the group represented by you, Ms. Cronquist, has standing as protestants today. Is anyone present on behalf of ANC 2C?
Hi, Ms. Fletcher. It's Michael Schenkel, Michael. Last name is Schenkel, Shankle, Chair of ANC 2C.
And is there anyone present on behalf of the establishment yet?
Yes, hi, my name is Harvinder Singh, Harvinder. Last name Singh, Singh. I am here on behalf of Goat Room.
Mr. Schenkel, we received the settlement agreement entered into between you and Mr. Singh. That settlement agreement is going to be placed on the board's agenda for review. To the other protestants on the line, what that means, not on the line in this matter, what that means is that if the ABC board approves the settlement agreement entered into between the ANC and the establishment, that any other individuals or protestant groups to file the protest are dismissed. Until that time, we proceed with the protest. The board has not yet reviewed or approved the settlement agreement. But once they do, the other protests in this matter will be dismissed.
Is it possible for us to see a copy of that order or the settlement agreement so we know what it says?
Well, Mr. Schenkel is on the line.
We'll be happy to share that with you. We completed this late last night. That's why it has not been distributed. And I know that Commissioner Rowe was planning on distributing that to all of you as well, but I will make sure you get a copy of that agreement.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And so, ideally, all of your concerns will be addressed in that document. But for the purpose of the roll call hearing today, ANC 2C does have standing as a protestant. We're going to need to set a date for a mediation, a status hearing, and a protest hearing for the groups that were granted standing today. The status hearing is set for May 17, 2023 at 10:30 a.m. for the status hearing. The protest hearing is set for June 28th at 1:30. I will give you the next available day for mediation. And so, Mr. Schenkel, the ANC has entered into a settlement agreement already, but of course, you're welcome to attend the mediation. I'll send you an invitation anyway. And of course, to you, Mr. Singh, I'll give you the next available date for mediation. The next available day is, just a second, please. It's Tuesday, May the 2nd. Tuesday, May the 2nd, anytime between 10 and 1:30. Is that good for you, Ms. Cronquist?
Yes.
Yes,
What about you, Mr.? Is that good for you, Mr. Singh?
yes, ma'am.
Mr. Schenkel?
That would be fine for me too.
What about 10:30?
That's fine with us.
Okay, that's fine with Mr. Singh. Ms. Cronquist, you're okay with 10:30?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Schenkel, you're okay with 10:30? Okay, so mediation is set for Tuesday, May 2nd at 10:30 a.m. and I will send you the WebEx invitation.
And Ms. Fletcher, just so I can be clear, because I'm the group representative, none of the other members of my group need to attend. Is that correct?
That's right. And for the court reporter, that's Ms. Cronquist speaking. That's exactly right.
Yes.
Only you need to appear
Okay, thank
for
you.
the mediation. And also, Ms. Cronquist, that there's going to be, if the board approves the settlement agreement between the ANC and the establishment, there won't be a status hearing. But if there is one, only you would need to appear for that as well.
Okay, but if the settlement gets approved, then nobody has to attend the status hearing, correct?
They won't, that's right. It would be canceled. Nobody would have to come.
Okay, great.
Okay, well, any questions from anybody else?
Ms. Fletcher, I just wanted to indicate that I did send Kate a copy of the settlement agreement. If you could distribute that to your folks, that would be great. And I'm happy to discuss with you.
Mr. Schenkel, you're speaking to me, Mr. Schenkel?
I was speaking to Kate
Okay.
regarding the settlement agreement.
And who's Kate? This is for the court reporter. Who's Kate?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Ms. Cronquist.
It's me. Catherine is, I go by Kate, so, and I'm
That's
familiar.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Catherine.
No worries. I go by
Sorry,
Kate.
my apologies.
No worries.
Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for coming. The roll call hearing in the matter of GOAT is concluded. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, you too. Thank you, Mr. Singh. The next case on the calendar for today is Boulevard Lounge. Excuse me, did someone say something? Okay, I guess not. The next case on the calendar is Boulevard Lounge, 23 PRO 00037, Noah Limited Liability Company, 6233. So somebody did say something that time.
Okay, thank you.
If you would mute yourself, if you're gonna speak. Thank you. If you're gonna be speaking in the background, I should say. Noah Limited Liability Company, 6233 Georgia Avenue Northwest, license number ABRA 115385. This is retailer class CT, substantial change for an application to increase occupancy. The protest issues are adverse impact on peace, order, and quiet. My name is Laverne Fletcher, conducting the roll call hearing as the board's agent. Is anyone present on behalf of the establishment?
Good morning, Ms. Fletcher. Manal Mahmood with Malios O'Brien Sandground on behalf of the establishment. MANALLEMAHMOUD.
Okay, 1 second. Is anyone present on behalf of the group of 8?
Hi, good morning. This is Allie Goldstone, ALIGOLDSTONE, and a number of my neighbors are here as well.
Okay. Thank you very much. If you would please state your name and spell it for the record, please. State your names.
Jason Bradley.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Jason?
Yes, Jason Bradley.
Okay, Mr. Bradley, spell that, please.
JASON BRADLEY.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Travis Massey, TRAVISMASSEY.
Mr. Massey, did you say your first name is Fred?
Travis, TRAVIS.
What's your first name again? You're coming through a little scratchy.
I'm sorry, we have some construction going on here. It's Travis, Travis.
Okay, okay, TRA.
V as in Victor, I as in Indigo, S as in Sam.
Establishment is Uncaged Mimosas.
Okay, VIS.
Massey, Massey.
Oh, okay, I understand. It's V like Victor, IS, and the last name is Massey.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Dorothea Bradley, Dorothea, last name Bradley, Bradley.
Thank you. Anybody else?
John Davis, JOHN
Davis. Anyone else?
Ann Leffert, ANNLEF as in Frank, ERT.
Anyone else?
Taisha Morrow, TYICIA, MORROW.
Anybody else? I count 7. 7 are present today. What that means is that the group of 8 has standing as a protestant. We need to schedule a day for a mediation, a status hearing, and a protest hearing. I'll give you the date for the status and protest hearing first. The status hearing is scheduled for May 17, 2023 at 10:30. The protest hearing is set for July 19 at 1:30. Excuse me one moment. Second, so what do I want to do about it? Is he on the phone? Okay, I'm going, yeah, I sent him an invitation. Can you do me a favor? Can you ask him what his email address is, and I'll forward him an invite now. I sent it to him, but I'll send it again.
I'll just send you an email with his email. That works for
Perfect,
you? Or
perfect.
send it on Teams, whichever one.
Just my email address, not Teams, just the regular way. Okay, thank you. So I gave you the protest date of July 19. I'll give you the next available day for mediation. The next available day is Wednesday, May the 3rd, anytime between 10 and 1:30.
Ms. Fletcher, if possible, could we do anytime from 11:30 if the protestants are available?
How about 1:30?
That's great for us as well.
Well, would 1:30 work for you, Ms. Goldstone?
Yes. And assuming I can be there to represent, that works for me, but I would just ask if neighbors who would like to be there too, if that time works for them, if possible.
So I'm going to send the WebEx invitation to you. Ms. Goldstone, if there are any other members of your group that would like to attend or that you would like to attend, you can just forward yours to them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mediation is set for Wednesday, May 3rd at 1:30 p.m. and I'll send out the WebEx invitations. Any questions, anybody?
No, thank you so much, Ms. Fletcher.
You're very welcome. I'll see you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye, Ms. McClung. The next case on the calendar is, excuse me one second, please. The next case on the calendar is Uncaged Mimosas. This is case number 23PRO00038. Uncaged Mimosas LLC, 300 Florida Avenue Northwest, license number ABRA 120889. This is a license renewal. Is anyone here present on behalf of Uncaged Mimosas?
Morning, Ms. Fletcher. Jisoo Kim standing in for Mr. Andrew Klein for the applicant Uncaged Mimosas. That's JISOOKIM.
Thank you, Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim, just so that you know, the applicant, not the applicant, the protestant, Bates Area Civic Association filed a protest. Their representative, Bradley Thomas, BRADLEY Thomas, THOMAS, just sent me a message that he's not able to get into the roll call hearing. So I'm going to
Hello,
forward him.
Ms. Fletcher?
Mr. Bradley, you're in?
Yeah, I'm on the phone. I was trying to get in on my computer screen and haven't been able to get in, but I've been following the hearings on the phone.
Oh, no,
Didn't
that's
know-
fine that you're here by phone.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Bradley, I have a couple of questions for you.
It's
You
Thomas,
are
by
the
the way.
president of the Bates Area Civic Association?
That's correct. And Bradley is the first name. It's Thomas is the last name.
Bradley Thomas, and then what
Yes.
did you say?
And I said, yeah, my first name is Bradley. My last name is Thomas. And I
that's
am
what-
the president.
Well, that's what I wrote. Did I say something different?
Well, you were saying Mr. Bradley, so I thought you had it
Oh.
backward there.
Yeah, okay. Well, I actually wrote it correctly, just so that you know.
Okay, great.
I have a question for you. So I can tell from your protest letter that you are incorporated in Washington, D.C.
That's correct.
And you mentioned that your membership is open to the public in your area, which is also a requirement of a civic association. One thing you didn't mention that I need to ask you is whether or not you gave at least a 7-day notice to the protestant of that March 6th meeting that you held concerning the application?
Absolutely.
Okay, Mr. Kim, do you know if the applicant received the 7-day notice of that meeting?
Like I said, I'm standing in for Mr. Klein, so I'm not.
That's okay.
not
I
aware.
was just, and so, Mr. Thomas, your protest letter doesn't say that. Do you have an email where you invited them? How did you let them know?
Yeah, it was there is an email. I can forward.
Thank you. So that is a requirement, Mr. Kim, just so that you know, whenever a civic association files a protest, a requirement is that they give the applicant at least a 7-day notice of the meeting that they're going to hold concerning the protest or the application.
Excellent, thank you.
So you're welcome. And so Mr. Thomas said he sent an email. So Mr. Thomas, when you get that, if you could forward it to me. Mr. Thomas, do you have my email address?
I think I do, but I'll take it down again.
My email address is Laverne, Laverne dot Fletcher, FLETCHER at dc.gov. And my email address is also in the roll call hearing notice that you received. Mr. Thomas, is that something you're going to be able to access today, or are you going to send it at a later time?
I should be able to access it today.
I mean now, or are you going to send it later today?
I'm looking it up right now. Let me see if I can find it.
And so, Mr. Thomas, just FYI, going forward, if you would put that in your protest letter that you gave at least that 7-day notice of the meeting.
It must have been oversight. I thought we had it in there.
You put everything in there but that. Well, let me ask you this also, Mr. Thomas, did someone from the establishment attend the meeting?
No one did.
Okay. What I'm going to do, Mr. Thomas, you mentioned that you did give the applicant at least a 7-day notice of the meeting.
Let me ask this. Is the applicant's email LAMCHEFDAMIAN@gmail.com?
Yeah, I don't. Who answered? Did somebody say yes? Okay. Just a second. I'll tell you what we have. So for our records, Mr. Thomas, the applicant's representative is Andrew Klein, ANDREWKLINE. And so that's the email address that we have. But it's fine that you sent the notice to the applicant, but I don't have an email address for the applicant. But you can still forward.
I use the address that the ANC gave to me.
That's fine. You can send that to me. You can forward that to me, and then I will forward it to Mr. Klein.
I just did.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to grant standing to the Bates Area Civic Association. now that I'm aware that you gave at least 7-day notice to the applicant, and like I said, Mr. Thomas, I'll send that to Mr. Klein as well, and I'll put it in the record.
Like there's a second notice, so let me send it. Okay, so I sent both of the notices that were sent to the applicant.
And you have the name of the person that you sent it to? Okay, I see the email. Thank you. So, Mr. Kim, I'll forward that email from the Bates Area Civic Association to Andrew Klein so that he has it for his records and so that he'll know that his client, your client, did receive a copy of the notice.
That works. Thank you.
You're welcome. We need to set a date for a mediation, a status hearing, and a protest hearing. I will give you the dates for the status and protest hearing first. The status hearing is scheduled for May 17, 2023 at 1:30. The protest hearing is set for July 19 at 1:30.
Okay, status hearing is May 17th.
So who's speaking?
This is Bradley Thomas speaking. You say status
Okay,
hearing.
What was your question, Mr. Thomas?
The status hearing date was what again?
Oh, the status hearing is May 17. May 17 at 10:30.
30 a.m. Okay.
And the protest hearing is July 19. July 19 at 1:30.
At 1:30. Okay. Got it.
I will give you the next available day for mediation. The next available day is Tuesday, May 9. Tuesday, May 9, anytime between 10:30 and 1:30.
Don't have that date available.
What about, let's see. How about Monday, May 8 at 1:30?
That whole week is not going to work.
All right, then let me keep moving through the calendar here. What about Friday, April the 28th at 11:30?
A little soon. No, I have court that day actually.
Okay, let me find another day.
What about May 15th?
May 15, we could do May 15 at 11:30, or 1:30, I mean.
Okay.
Mr. Kim, I know you're gonna need to run this date by Mr. Klein. The date is Monday, May 15 at 1:30.
I currently don't have access to his calendar, but my calendar is free at that time, so I believe we can take that date and time,
Okay, and if that changes, you can just let me know.
of course.
Your status hearing is on May the 15th, so the board likes for the mediation to be held prior to the status hearing. If it doesn't work, I'll just try and find something before May 17th. Okay, any questions, anybody?
Nothing from the applicant. Thank you.
Well,
Nothing from,
in that-
yes.
Nothing from Mr. Thomas. Okay, well, in that case, the roll call hearing in this matter is concluded. Thank you for coming, and I'll send out the WebEx invitations for mediation.
All right, thank you.
Okay, bye, everybody.
One more thing, Ms. Fletcher.
And Mr. Thomas, is that you speaking?
No, this is Jisoo Kim.
Oh,
for-
yes, Mr. Kim.
For Uncaged Mimosas. I might also be here in another matter. I believe a settlement agreement was submitted in the matter of Vagabond. I'm assuming that you're about to close this hearing, that the settlement agreement has been received by the board and the roll call has been canceled in that matter.
That's exactly right. That's why I didn't call that case today. And I have a note on my calendar of exactly what you said, that the matter settled and the hearing for today was canceled.
Excellent.
I'm going to just spell the name Vagabond because anything we say, we gotta spell it. I'm just gonna spell it.
I see. Would you like for me to spell it?
Well, yeah, you can go ahead.
Yes, Vagabond, Vagabond.
Thank you very much. That was the name of the establishment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Fletcher.
You're very welcome.
May I be excused?
Are you sure? Okay, we're all done. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.